Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Sierra Bazell, Sierra the BB Doula, and today I have with me a special guest who's going to talk to us about the plant-based diet. So I'm going to let him introduce himself and tell you a little bit about what he does. Welcome to my channel.
Hello, I'm glad to be here. I'm happy to be here. Hello, my name is Jeffrey Austin, also known as Plant-Based Jeff. I help people to transition, if they choose to a partial or completely plant-based lifestyle. I also offer various products that are natural and holistic that assist with healing as well.
Awesome. Okay, so Jeff, tell us, how did you get started in this plant-based lifestyle? Everybody that does this lifestyle has
Right.
a story. So what is your story?
Okay, so for me, I was overweight and sick. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. The current weight that I am now, I was about 75 pounds heavier. I was on 8 different medications. I just had no energy, no outlook for the future. It was just in a real kind of dark and sunken place, to say the least. And I know it was based on my diet. And I had been talking and researching and looking all around, and I was looking for something because I was determined not to be on medications for my whole life. And a
Mhm.
lot of people in my family, they are on high blood pressure pills and diabetes, heart attacks, the typical things that you would see in the Black community that we can prevent.
Mhm.
So I just took it upon myself one day after watching What the Health, and just started throwing away all the food in the house. And I was like, hey, we are going this vegan route. I was like, I don't care. I didn't know what I was doing. All I knew was, hey, it's just like driving a car. I can only see 10 feet in front of me in the fog, and I'm going to go for it.
Mhm.
And so that just really motivated me to go plant-based, really to get off the medications. And also I was just unhappy with myself with the weight that I had.
Mhm.
So that was my motivating factor. And, family members in my family who got sick, people that I knew that died like in their 30s and 40s, I was like, I got to do something about this soon, because
Mhm.
I was approaching, I was like mid 30s, and I was like, I got to do something about this soon. So all of those factors led me to going plant based.
Wow. So you went plant-based, you lost the weight, and what
Mhm.
happened? Were you able to get off all of your medications?
I
Like,
was. I was.
wow.
Yeah, I was on 8 different medications. So I had everything from acid reflux, from restless leg syndrome to pre-diabetic. Um, what else did I have? Everything that you can almost think of: anxiety, depression,
Mhm.
um, everything, erectile dysfunction. A lot of men, I share my story because I'm like, it's all reversed now. So
Right.
a lot of men, they deal with that type of things, and all of these things. High cholesterol, just all of my levels were just over the mark, always in the red when I was going to the doctor.
Mm.
So I reversed all of that, and I tell people, you can do it too. Like, you can do this. Like, if I can do it, I had no idea what I was doing, but I consulted with people. I bought the books. I went to conferences. I went to workshops. I really got disciplined and went out there and got the information so that I could heal myself and so that I can heal others. Like, my whole point was like, once I do it, I'm going to give back to my community, my family first. So I'm from Mississippi. So healthy eating is like nowhere on, the chart or even
Mhm.
being discussed. When I came home and said, I'm not eating meat, people looked at me like I was crazy. Like, what in the world? Like, you don't eat meat, like, and you don't eat milk, you don't drink milk. So, you
Mhm.
know, coming through all of that, I just kept pushing forward because I was like, I have to come back and heal my people. I have to heal my family, and somebody has to break that generational curse. And I thought
Mm.
it should start with me.
Wow. And I love that you said that you healed yourself and you wanted to go back and heal other people, because
Right,
oftentimes people don't talk about these things. And that's one of the reasons why I started this channel, to educate our people, because we're out here suffering with things that we don't have to deal with,
right,
especially, the high blood pressure and the diabetes. And I'm glad that you talked about even ED, because a lot of men don't like to
right.
talk about having that, and it can affect so many other areas of your life
Yeah,
when you have these issues. So thank you so
right,
much for speaking on
right.
that. So now that you are healed and you are helping other people, what kind of clients do you work with?
I work with anybody. I target the Black community, but anybody. I mean, I have an overwhelming response from people of all races and colors, but primarily I'm targeting the Black community because I know someone has to start. It has to start there.
Hmm.
First of all, like I'm happy with helping whoever. I'm not that type of person, but I am very pro Black. I'm very for our people, and I feel like we need that education. The only difference between the have and have nots is education. I mean, information.
Hmm.
The only reason somebody is staying in Bankhead versus Buckhead is information. So I feel like we really need the information in our community versus, chicken sandwiches, liquor stores, Jordans. Like we got enough things, grabbing at us, taking our attention, taking our health. And like it's a few of us that are really pushing this message. So, I learned from just watching Dr. Sabi and what he did. And like everything that I push and advocate is not 100% alkaline vegan, but I'm with pushing the message of health because
Hmm.
everybody has their own kind of twist on it. So, some people say, hey, 80-20, no 100% alkaline vegan, but I feel let's just get our people to the fruits and vegetables first. Like I feel
Right.
if I can get you over to this side, we can figure out all of the other stuff without judging you. Because so many people they judge people. Oh, you can't eat that. You can't eat this, and you should eat that. That's not nutritional, and that's all cool, but let's get our people over to the plants first, and then
Hmm.
let's work with them, and then we can educate them and bring them into other areas.
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree with you 100% when dealing with my clients. So I have a lot of clients that come to me who are now having babies, they're pregnant, and in the midst of their pregnancy, we're dealing with high blood pressure, so
Wow.
preeclampsia, we're dealing with diabetes, and now they have these issues, which most people don't even know that these two things are connected.
They are.
So
They are.
I am telling them, listen, you need to get on a mostly plant-based diet, and then talking them through the supplements and stuff that will help them. So I think what you're doing is awesome. And that's why I wanted to have you on here, because you
Right.
can help so many people to
Right.
heal themselves from these things. So you said you work with a lot of Black people and people in our community. And I know that we don't know a lot of this information. So what advice would you give to someone who is, like me? So I started trying this plant-based thing, and it
Right.
worked for a little while, but I'm already a very small person, as you can see, and
Gotcha.
I started losing more weight. So I was like, let me eat some meat.
Right, right. Now there's some other ways around that, and we could talk about that later if you want to, more hearty meals and stuff. So I got
Mhm.
some tips for that first.
Okay.
But I'll address what was the first question was like, where do you start or
Yeah. So where do we start? Do we just say, okay, I'm going to cut back on eating meat? So a person like me, I'm not a very big meat eater, but I will eat meat, maybe, sprinkled in some soup or with
right?
some rice, a little
I
bit of
got
meat.
you.
I'm not a person that eats a half a chicken. I don't
Gotcha, gotcha.
deal
Okay,
with that.
okay.
So where do people start? Do they start maybe taking meat out of one meal per day until they get to a certain
I
level? How do
I
you
get
how do you
I
start?
get that question a lot, and it all boils down to discipline. Like
Hmm.
my why was strong enough for me for me to be
Mhm.
disciplined. So, I needed to be healthy for my family, for my son, for everybody, because I had a lot of people counting on me. And with
Mhm.
me being, sleepy all the time, sick all the time, I was like, I need to be able to add value. So it depends on the person. For me, I'm extremely disciplined. Like, wake up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, exercise, meditate, give gratitude. Like I have, I read a book a week. Like I'm a very disciplined person. So for me, and I became that person over time,
Mhm.
because when I started eating better foods, I started to raise my frequency. So my
Mhm.
frequency, I had more alertness, I had more clarity. I stopped drinking and smoking. I cut all of these things out that were prohibiting me from being the best version of me.
Mhm.
So discipline is number one. If you could be disciplined, it'll be easy. If you are having struggles with your discipline, I would suggest that you bring out a little bit at a time. Like I said, I went cold turkey July 27th, 3 years ago. I still remember the day, just started throwing stuff away and say, this is it.
Mhm.
Like I decided in my mind, no more research, no more looking at documentaries. I need to make a move. I need to bust a move, and I need to make it right now, because the best time to plant a tree is not 20 years from now, is right now.
Mhm.
So take a little bit out at a time. Have like meatless Mondays and
Mhm.
free from meat Fridays. Just kind of start to kind of wean yourself off.
Mhm.
Sometimes you have to wean like when I weaned myself off of um antidepressant or antidepressant pills and stuff, that was like one of the hardest things. But I knew it was all tied to my diet, but I had to wean myself off.
Mhm.
Hey, let me cut back 2 days a week. Let me go for 3 days. Let me then pull out steaks. Then let me pull out the chicken. You can do a gradual and just come up with your own plan. But I
Mhm.
would start, 2 to 3 days with no meat, probably every other day, just kind of getting yourself used to it.
Mhm.
Another thing I would suggest, if you decide to go all the way, would be to definitely to detox, to just clean your system out, your colon out, to prepare yourself for this change, because
Mhm.
it's gonna feel funny. Like, I can't even deny that. Like it's a whole nother mindset where, oh, I'm not eating meat, and you're feeling hunger, and your body has to adjust, because
Mhm.
you can do without it. I'm telling you, like I've been 3 years strong. I'm telling you, it is, these plants are all we need. Like real talk, these plants are all we need. Um, so I would just pull out a little bit at a time, and just do a gradual process, but make sure that you detox. Once you decide and say, hey, I want to do this thing this whole week, I would just detox. And I talk about that in different things, like on social media and in my course and stuff, but on how to properly detox,
Mhm.
because a lot of people just jump into this. You need to have certain supplements and stuff to nourish your cells while you're not eating food, because
Mhm.
your body spends so much energy breaking down food, and now you just giving that engine. Your body is like an engine. You just giving it time to give it a break. Like
Mhm.
your body can't keep churning all the time. That's why you have to fast intermittently,
Mhm.
once a quarter. Some people don't fast their whole life. Like they eat from day one to day that I die. And that's kind of sickening, because your colon, like, you have to cleanse out at some point. And some
Right.
people never have. And I have a clarity of mind. That's tough too. Even for me, being experienced, a fast is still a challenge. Even if I do a 3 day, okay, let me go Friday to Monday, it's still like real life. Like you're like, I don't know. Like
Right.
day two, like, I don't know.
Mhm.
So you can get through it as long as you have the proper guidance. I
Mhm.
say latch hold to somebody, take some course, do whatever you have to do.
Mhm.
Um, take courses, whatever, but follow somebody that's already laid that path out, so that you don't have to be all frustrated because I went through all of that. And nowadays, as I've matured in business and health, I pay for programs. I will sign up for something in a second. If I know it adds
Yes.
value, I'm not wasting time trying to Google everything and go on YouTube and how to do this on YouTube University. That's cool in some instances if I got to fix a doorknob or something. But when it comes to my health or wealth, I will enroll and get books and properly prepare yourself for
Mm-hmm.
this journey. Like, don't just jump in it because you can hurt yourself. Like, for real,
Right.
this is your diet. Mess around and really hurt yourself.
Right. And I'm so glad that you brought that up. I don't know if you saw, but Wendy Williams, when she went plant-based, she actually ended up causing some issues with her thyroid because she wasn't eating
Wow.
the proper nutrients. And she brought on
Right.
Dr. Oz, and he was like, well, you can do a plant-based diet, but you have to be careful because if you're a person, I think she has, and she has Graves' disease. And
Oh,
so
okay.
when she decided to go plant based, she was eating the wrong plants for
Right.
her particular disease, and she caused herself to have some sort of anxiety or depression or something, and
Wow.
it really like messed up her body. And he also found out that her vitamin D levels were so low that it was almost non-existent. So
Wow.
we have to be very careful and make
You
sure
have
that
to.
we actually work with somebody who knows what they're doing. You can't just jump
Right.
into a lifestyle without having somebody who can help to guide you. So I'm so
Yeah.
glad that you said that. Now, you said that you work with African Americans and you said that you like to teach people through your courses and all of that. What are some conditions that can be helped by going plant based?
Man, everything. Everything. I've seen it all. I've dealt with people um from high blood pressure to obesity, and people don't realize how much obesity plays a part, because obesity is like that, that big elephant in the room, literally, that
Mm-hmm.
links everything. Like when I had obesity and I was overweight, I had the sleep apnea and all of this other stuff that just linked to it. It's like a whole trail. Like it starts with the obesity, then high blood pressure, anxiety, sleep apnea, and it's like it just keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I tell people all the time, um, a lot of stuff starts with obesity. It starts there, and we got to address those issues first. Obesity, cancer, um, because the body can heal from anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like we hear a lot of stuff that Dr. Sadie said and other teachers said, but at the end of the day, you just need to prepare the body to have the right environment for it to heal. Bottom
Mm-hmm.
line, and have the mindset too. Because I mean, I read up on a lot of different readers that have proven results of people just in their mind just reversing and turning off genes, cancer genes, and HIV and all of this stuff. But it's a two part thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
mind and body. You have to have both in order for you to heal. So
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that people have thyroid issues, not hyper, but the hypo, like where you don't produce enough hormones.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you don't get like enough iodine. So stuff like sea moss can help with that to kind of raise the levels, or kelp,
Mm-hmm.
and some other things. Um, what else have I seen? Um, any kind of like inflammation and stuff, you can bring all of that inflammation down by going plant-based if you're
Mm-hmm.
doing it the right way. Because a lot of people, just because they say they vegan does not mean it's healthy. If you can go vegan and just start eating Beyond Burgers and Impossible Burgers and soy and all of this crap, and still be sick, and
Mm-hmm.
then you wonder like, hey, this crap doesn't work for me, or whatever, you're eating the wrong stuff and you're getting the wrong nutrients. Like with me, when I started, when I didn't know what I was doing, I was low on iron. I was like, why am I cold in the middle of the summer and 80
Right.
some degrees? Like, and I had to go, like, you need to stay on top of your stuff, like pulling your blood work. Like, I'm not all against doctors, because I feel like they don't know a whole lot.
Mhm.
But I do know they can help us in some ways, like, with running tests and stuff and identifying things when they can. So I'm not against the medical industry. I just know they're more for treatment versus healing, you
Mhm.
know. Um, so I know that. So I just tell people, check your levels, know where your iron, your vitamin D, because a lot of this stuff affects your mood too. If you're
Mhm.
tired, if you're grumpy and stuff, you may not be getting enough sunlight. Like, that's a part of the healing process.
Mhm.
Some of the biggest healers of sunlight, fresh air, clean water, meditation. Those are the things that heal, along with the food and the right nutrients. Like, people think it's a one-stop shop. It's like it's a combination. It's a whole ecosystem
Mm.
that you have to create around yourself to heal. But
Mhm.
anything could be reversed. I've seen it all. My cousin had MS, multiple sclerosis, and he reversed that. And the person that showed him the alkaline vegan lifestyle reversed hers as well. Like, I've seen this stuff in real life.
Mm.
People, go from not walking, from in wheelchairs to walking, because now you cleaned their diet up and you can reduce that inflammation. So when we see older people with the swollen ankles and stuff, that's all that is. You've been letting Big Mama and Big Daddy eat chicken all the way up into their 60s and 70s, and they didn't ache themselves into inflammation. And
Mhm.
we can reduce all of that if we eat the right stuff.
Right. I agree with you 100%. And I am a living witness to
Yeah,
that. A lot of the issues that I healed myself from, I did go plant based. And I said
right,
that before for like 3 months. But then
right. You did what you
I,
had to do
right. And I
to
did
get
it.
get your
And it,
result.
right. I
And
got
it
my
works
results.
quickly.
Hmm.
People don't realize that. Like, and some people do that. They like, hey, I'm just gonna do it for this. Do what you gotta do.
Hmm.
Like, what plant-based truly is the consumption of veggies, fruits, legumes, nuts, and seeds with little to no meat.
Hmm.
And a lot of people forget that definition. Like, yeah, you can have some meat in there. One of the best proven healthiest diets is the Mediterranean diet. And that
Yes.
includes, and like, people, I say this name like, oh, I thought you were plant-based. I still am. But I
Hmm.
mean, some people can eat some fish every now and then. They may have lamb every 2 or 3 months. I don't believe in all of that. And, that's not my vibe, because
Hmm.
I'm mainly, I vibe with the plants. But if you consume meat, I don't ostracize you or anybody else. But if you
Hmm.
do it in healthy amounts, people say no meat. No, if you eating a whole bunch of veggies and you got this little piece of chicken to the side, that's better than having a whole half of chicken and no veggies.
Right.
So
Yes.
people got to understand, like I'm lenient because I know my people and I
Hmm.
know how to work with us. Because if you
Hmm.
get too strict with us, we will bag away, and I'll lose you. I
Right.
don't want to lose my people. So that's why I educate them on, like, you can come into this thing as slow or fast as you want. Just
Mm.
do it the right way with some guidance.
Right. That's awesome. And I am so happy that you said it that way because, most people are like all or nothing. You can either
Right,
do it or you don't. But, for everybody, it's not something that they can do cold turkey because if they go cold turkey, they're just done.
right, right.
So I'm glad that you brought that up. Now, what are your tips for being successful in this lifestyle? So if you could give us like 3 tips on how to be successful.
I would say one is your surroundings, who you surround yourself with. You may get ostracized by your friends and family, like, because you can't go to the same places. Well, I was still going the same places, but people still try to pressure you and like, oh, you can't do just a little piece of steak, a little piece of cake. I'm like, no, bro, like it's a lifestyle, not a diet.
Mm-hmm.
Diet is temporary. Lifestyle is, long term. So I would say one would be who you surround yourself with. Another thing is and that goes back to like community too, like, like Facebook groups and different groups you associate with.
Mm-hmm.
Also, continuing to educate yourself. That'll keep you motivated. Because when you start to hear the studies, like, oh, they doing that. Like, I listen to podcasts all the time, and I'm just floored. Well, not really floored. I'm kind of, I love to see the proof, the scientific proof behind
Mm-hmm.
all of this hype. Like, everybody's just hyping it up, but it's real. People
Mm-hmm.
beating cancer, people beating AIDS, people beating a lot of different diseases that they say, hey, that can't be reversed. Yeah, it can't be reversed if you eating the same way you've been eating and somebody got you on a treatment plan.
Mm-hmm.
No, you can't heal it. you know
Mm-hmm.
the third thing I would say, to help them stay the course with this lifestyle, let's see, two main things, surrounding education, um just to pay attention to your health, look at the outcome that you're getting. That's
Mm-hmm.
what really keeps me going. Like, for me to look in the mirror, like, naked, like before, like I was hiding from myself. Like, so many
Mm-hmm.
people do that. Like when you in the dark by yourself, hiding from yourself.
Right.
Like I've been there. Like, I ain't want to look at myself. I'm like, oh man, I'm standing to the side of the mirror, just
Oh,
all kind of craziness, because
right.
I was ashamed of myself.
Right.
So looking at the results of myself and
Mm-hmm.
my mind and my body and my spirit, that's enough to keep me going, because I'm in a whole new place that I never was before. That drugs couldn't take me, alcohol couldn't take me, lifestyle couldn't take me, nothing could take me to this level.
Mm-hmm.
So when I reach this level, I'm like, I want to stay here. I feel good here. Like, this is a good space. Like, look at your body, reflect, and just, I look at old pictures all the time and like, wow, like, thank you, God. Like, man, like, from where I've come from, like, I'm very blessed and I'm very grateful. And I give thanks and appreciation and gratitude every day for where I came from, because I know
Mm-hmm.
all of this was a part of my story. And I'm glad to just be continuing to write the story. So when I look at my health and see that I got a flat stomach, some abs coming in there, and some other stuff, that motivates me. And it's like, hey, I want to stick with this. I don't want to go back to where I was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm free now. So let me be free and excel as much as I can, because as long as I'm that beacon of hope and light, that somebody that look, boy from Mississippi can do this, and to influence other people, because I have a lot of influence, and I've seen a lot of people come over to this lifestyle because of me. Seen a lot of people change up eating habits because of me.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot more people exercise because of me. So I'm like, whether if I'm just influencing 500, I'm grateful with that, like with the numbers. And, as my platform grows, I'm cool with that. But as long as I'm hitting home with one or two people,
Mm-hmm.
I'm so thankful for that, you know.
Yes. Wow. That's amazing. Now tell us about the products that you offer.
Okay. My flagship product is my course. It's called Going Plant Based, a step-by-step guide. It's available at courses.plantbasedjeff.com. But it's a step-by-step guide. I wish I would have had it 3 years ago. But I'm telling you, it's an online course, but I'm educating on step-by-step on what you can do to come into this lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
what to eat, where to eat, how to eat healthy with fast food, all kinds of things. I do demonstrations in there. Um, I show you how to make sea moss gel, because that was an integral part in my detox and my transition in my daily routine. And what I take is sea moss, and
Mm-hmm.
I teach you how to make it step by step. I show people how to do facials in there. Like, I'm real, it's a real hands-on. Like, I'm amazed. Like, I go back and look at the course sometime, like, man, did I do that? Like I really did that. But
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to keep in mind, because I'm a very detail oriented person, I wanted to make sure any question that somebody may have that I answered it. And that's
Mhm.
why I haven't really opened the doors up to consulting yet, but I think I will. But a lot of people, they were like, man, like end to end, they was like, I've never had that type of experience. Like, you
Mhm.
taught me so much. So that's like my flagship product. Um, Outside of that, I've started carrying the CMOS because I was like, I'm teaching about this stuff,
Mhm.
and I'm saying you should get this. Why not me provide it since I'm giving you the education? And
Mhm.
it's been going so well. I'm currently sold out right now. Um,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. So CMOS, and then I make the CMOS gel. I
Mhm.
have a tutorial step by step for to teach you how to make your own gel, but people still coming by for me. I'm like, I just showed you. Like people buy the CMOS from me, and then buy the gel from me. I'm like, so when you go make your own? Like, but I'm here to serve. You know,
Right.
I'm here to serve.
Mhm.
Uh, I will soon have like CMOS capsules because that's good when you're traveling. So, you know,
Mhm.
sea moss has 92 minerals. A lot
Yeah.
of people are mineral deficient. You know, they
Mhm.
think they deficient. A lot of times you mineral deficient. You ain't got enough iodine, enough iron, enough
Mhm.
potassium, enough zinc, enough calcium that you're
Mhm.
not getting. And this helps me meet. It's like nature's vitamin, you know, multi-mineral supplement. So I show people step to step how to make it. But I can't wait to get the capsules because I travel a lot. And
Mhm.
sometimes, depending on where I'm traveling, I can't really bring the moss with me. You know, like if I'm on a plane or something, I probably could, but it's like, you know, I don't want to keep track with something like when I get off the plane, I got to get to the hotel, get it in the refrigerator. So to
Mhm.
get the sea moss capsules will help a lot of people who are on the go. So you can
Mhm.
still have, you know, your CMOS gel and say, hey, I can take these later in the day to help out.
Mhm.
So I have that. And I also, I'm co-founder of another company called Fresh Balance. And what we have at www.freshbalance with PHRESH balance.com is we offer vaginal suppositories. So for women who are suffering from chronic or reoccurring yeast infections and
Mhm.
bacterial vaginosis, itching, dryness, discharge. We have a 7-day solution for that. So that'll be carried on my new website. But for right now, it could be found at www.freshbalance.com, spelled with a
Awesome.
PH. So those are my product offerings, but I'll soon, I plan to have a subscription box. I want to make it as easy as possible for somebody to come into this lifestyle. So you don't have to run into the flea markets and farmers markets to get your herbs. Like I'm going to package it up. Boom. This is your monthly supply of sea moss capsules. Here's your gel. Here's your elderberry. Here are your other herbs to get you through the month. And
Mhm.
that way you don't even have to think about it. So that's coming soon as well.
Wow, that's going to be awesome. And I'm so glad that you shared that about the suppositories that you guys offer because I
Right,
have a lot of women who watch my channel because, you know, I'm a doula and that is definitely needed.
right,
So
right.
I will definitely have the other founder of this
Yes,
company
Tara
on.
Wright.
Yes,
Yeah,
I will
Tara
have
Wright.
her.
She definitely she can educate, but we're kind of like I know everything she knows now. So like
Okay.
but sometimes it's not as received as well from a man because they just think, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. But I'm like, I've been through
Mhm.
some stuff, so I know.
Mhm.
So, but we if they check out that channel, they have testimonials. They got Dr. Oz on there. They're talking about vaginal suppositories on there, and the main ingredient that really kills off all of the infection and bacteria.
Mhm.
So it's very helpful, and that's what we aim to do. We just um, I like to give as much education as possible
Mhm.
that way that can position the consumer to say, hey, let me go this route or this route, even if it's not with me. I just want people to be healthy. Like,
Right.
you may go down the street and say, well, he got some and it's close to my house, go for it.
Mhm.
Like, it's a billion people in the world. Like, it's plenty, You know, we living in abundance, so I'm
Right.
not worried about that. I'm my main thing. I'm driven by passion and intention to heal our community. That's my main driver. You know, I can talk about it. I can, you know, I wake up to that. You
Mm-hmm.
know, educating. You know, I pray that I impact 5 people a day or educate 5 people a day. So I'm real big on that.
Wow, that's wonderful. Now, if people want to follow you on social media or to contact you, how do they go about doing that?
Sure. First thing, like they can go to my site, courses.plantbasedjeff.com. They can find me on Instagram at plantbasedjeff, or they can find me on Facebook at plant-based Jeff. So those are all of my handles, and I'll be starting a YouTube page soon as well. So I want to keep people, you know, abreast of um, everything that I'm doing and everything and tips. You know, everything is not about a sale. I love to give education
Mm-hmm.
so that they can empower themselves to make the right decisions.
Yes, absolutely. Well, it's been wonderful talking to
All
you
right.
today. Thank you so much for being on my channel,
Yeah.
and we hope to see you or Tara again soon to
Right.
tell us more about what she's doing. So
All
thanks
right.
again. Have a great night. Bye bye,
All right. Bye
guys.
bye.